Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dilla Fatiha Nuruz-Zahida Imama. My student number is A3202000186. On this video, I will present to you about the learning model of English with a cooperative approach. Learning model of English with a cooperative approach. 1. Preliminary. In Law Number 20 of 2003 concerning the national education system, it states that national education is organized through three channels, namely formal, non-formal, and informal education. For the English curriculum, the development is based on a systemic frame of mind, because language is related to the ability to think systematically and creatively. This conceptual foundation refers to: first, the language competency model, namely communicative competence, which includes the source competence, linguistic competence, speech act competence, socio-cultural competence, and competency strategy. Second, the language model refers to the contents, text, and language system. Third, literacy, which is expected to be achieved by student, namely being able to express intentional meaning, interpersonal meaning, and textual meaning. Fourth, difference in the essence of spoken and written language. Fifth, literacy level, namely the level of English literacy expected by each graduate. Based on the identification result, it was found that the ability of students in mastering English both orally and writing was still very low, less than optimal. The root causes of this are quite diverse among others. 1. There are still some teachers who apply the English learning model in conventional class. 2. Tutors do not have a syllabus when teaching. 3. The low motivation of students feels called to learn. The cooperative learning approach model is learning that consciously and deliberately develops caring interaction to avoid offense and misunderstanding that can lead to hostility. In addition, this approach can be said to be a learning approach that is conscious of systematically development, mutually honing, compassionate and caring interaction between fellow learners, and as an exercise in life in society. Cooperative learning is recommended as one of the strategies and learning models in the content of learning. There are various learning models, including the learning model using the jigsaw model, the group investigation model, the structural method, and the STAD model. Purpose: this model aims to provide alternative and guidelines for the implementation of the English learning process for high school students by using a cooperative learning approach, which can increase student absorption of learning material and provide stimulation for students to study in group. 2. Basic concept of model development. At this time, the function of English language is becoming increasingly important. The function of English as a means of communication in this globalization era cannot be denied. Likewise, as tool for the transfer of knowledge or technology. The language of instruction or medium in the social, cultural, and economic world. We need to acknowledge the importance of mastering this foreign language in addition to other foreign language. In terms of teachers, English teachers should have several criteria in terms of performance, competence, and personality. There are 4 things a tutor needs to have, namely: 1. Sufficient or adequate knowledge of English and continues to be developed. 2. Various teaching skill and managing language class. 3. Effective tutor personal qualities. And 4. Professionalities. Cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is a learning model and strategy that is associated with a learning approach to intellectual learning that continuously and deliberately develop careless interaction to avoid offense and misunderstanding that can lead to hostility. The basic components of the cooperative learning model: 1. Positive interdependence. 2. Face-to-face interaction. 3. Individual accountability. 4. Interpersonal skills. Cooperative learning goals: 1 is academic learning outcomes. 2. Acceptable of diversity. 3. Social skill development. 3. Discussion. Students are high school students. 2. Learning resources. The learning resource in this implementation of this model is the English teacher. 3. A place to learn, the place to study using the study room concerned. 4. Learning program, the learning program implemented is designed based on the 2006 curriculum. 5. Learning facilities. And 6. Learning outcomes. Summary. English teachers should make every effort to motivate the learning citizen to learn English. 2. The cooperative learning method is one of the learning models and methods that focus on group learning and is competitive both individually and in group. 3. Common obstacle encountered during the trial of this model were the teaching materials of English subject and the teacher's ability to use the cooperative learning approach was still minimal. Suggestion. This cooperative learning model can be followed up by its application for learning English and can be tried out by other tutors for subject other than English. The application of the cooperative learning model can be followed up by other learning activity center, and its better begins with implementation of the cooperative learning model for teacher. 3. It is necessary to compile English teaching materials based on the potential by considering the cooperative learning model. Bibliography. 2003, the 2004 Senior High School Curriculum for English Subject. 2006, References to Learning English Education for Senior High School. 2006, Guidelines for the Development of a Syllabus for Vocational High School English Subject. 2013, Learning Models of English.